All of you went through this. I will complete it. So these are the numbers. These are the different datas we have. 5, 8, 13. This can be marks of different students. Total there are 15. It can be marks, age, height, weight, anything. So this is known as data. Okay, frequency is number of times it is repeated. Number of times a certain value is repeated. Here I didn't write any numbers, same numbers. So ignore that. Frequency is the number of times an observation occurs is known as frequency. Next, frequency distribution. We have to write this in the form of tabular form. Same, whatever we studied in mean tabular column. Same type we have to write. Class interval. Each group into which raw data is condensed is known as class interval. Class interval is nothing but it will have upper limit and lower limit. Class interval. What is the lowest number here? This entire value. What's the lowest number? 1. Highest value is. So you have to arrange all the values 1 to 35. Then you can't keep writing all the numbers 1, 3, 4, 5, 8. It would be too long. Okay, you can't write it once. It would be too long. You can't write the table. Then what we do is we arrange in terms of class interval. We take an interval from 0 to 10. Then we take from 10 to 20, 20 to 30. All this we did last class. 30 to 40. What is this known as? Continuous or discontinuous? How are the value? This is continuous. 0 to 10 continuous. So whenever it is continuous, next second type 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40. This is discontinuous. Okay, discontinuous. For continuous type, what we do is we call it as exclusive form. We exclude the value because how many times 10 is repeated here? 10 is repeated twice. So we exclude the upper limit. You don't consider the upper limit. Okay, we don't consider the upper limit. That is exclusive form. For 0 to 10, this is known as discontinuous. Look, 10 is not continued. After 10, we have a different number, discontinuous. Only if you understand all this concept, you'll be able to draw histogram, frequency polygon, then median graph, ogive graphs, all these things. If not, it left up to all students. If you're not concentrating, your wish. 0 to 10, discontinuous. For discontinuous, it is inclusive, which means we include all the values. Let me write 10 here, 10. We include all the values. We don't exclude anything. If 0 to 10 is there, even 10 will be included in the first column, first itself. So it depends on the way they give the question. Any doubts in this? Continuous, discontinuous. Remember there is I in it. Discontinuous is I. So it is inclusive. Remember this concept. I. I stands for inclusive. You have to include the upper limit. Discontinuous, inclusive, continuous is exclusive. Okay. This is known as upper limit. For both, whether it is discontinuous or continuous, we have upper limit and lower limit. If I take 0 to 10, all the left hand side we call it as lower limit. Lower limits. Right hand side, everything is known as upper limit. Okay. Together, put together, we call each and everything class interval. This is what you call class interval. Interval is from one point to another point. From one value to another value is known as class interval. So that is what they have given, class interval. I have explained how to arrange class limits, upper limit, lower limit. Then I told you what is inclusive, exclusive. For inclusive form, 1 to 10, 11 to 20. Discontinuous. So we have to include both, including upper limit, lower limit. I'll tell you what to include that next. Exclusive form. You have to exclude the upper limit. Upper limit are excluded. Then only for inclusive form we have these things. Only for inclusive form these are the direct values. If it is sorry, for exclusive form, for inclusive we have an adjustment factor. Previous question also I told you 0.5. You subtract, you'll get 0.5. Then we have cumulative frequency. I explain what is cumulative frequency, how to find cumulative frequency. Okay, now I'll tell you what to include and what not to include, what to exclude. Based on this, we'll be solving graph. All of you have graph sheets with you all? First one is continuous. If it is continuous, it is exclusive, which means you have to exclude the value. Discontinuous, inclusive, include the values. Exclusive, inclusive. So concentrate based on these values. I'll be teaching all the other things. Class marks, class interval. Only if you follow that, you'll be able to solve the graph part. Next. Exclusive meaning you have to exclude which one, upper limit or lower limit? Upper limit. 0 to 10 is given. Which is upper limit in 0 to 10? 10 is the upper limit. So don't include 10 students. From 0 to 9, what are the numbers? How many times numbers are present? That is known as frequency. What are the numbers present from 0 to 9? 5 total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. This is known as frequency. The number of times a certain value is present from 0 to 10 class interval. From 0 to 10 class interval 8. We didn't include 10 in this. We didn't include 10. But when it comes to inclusive, we can include 10 here. Now tell me how many values should I write here for inclusive? Should I include even 10? It would be 9. Now tell me the next one. 10 to 20, include 10. What are the numbers we have? 10, 12, 15. Should I include even 20 for exclusive? No. What about inclusive? If I include even 20, what will I get? I'll get 4. Is it clear? All of you understood what is inclusive, exclusive? Yeah. We are going in the reverse order, students. Already we know what to do. In the previous chapter, we studied mean chapter. Okay, actually, you should have started from this first, but no problem. Even last year, you all had studied. So this is how it works. 8, 10. Next. For inclusive, we have a conversion factor. Ignore that. I'll do it later. Ignore that. First, for exclusive, look at exclusive. These are the things you have to remember. True lower limit and true upper limit. What is its true lower limit for exclusive? From 0 to 10, what's the true lower limit? 0. What is true upper limit? True upper limit is 10. Next, class size. What do you mean by class size, students? How do you find class size? Upper limit minus lower limit. 10 minus 0, the answer is 10. You take any value. Let me take even 30. 30 minus 20, what do you get? 10. That is known as class size. Class marks and class size. You shouldn't get confused with class marks and class size. I'll tell you how to remember that. This is class size. Okay. When you subtract both, you get to know the class size. Next, class marks. Is equals to half into true upper limit plus true lower limit. True upper limit plus true lower limit is the class marks. Okay, true upper limit minus true lower limit. That is 10 plus 0. Half. 10 plus 0 is 10. What's the value we get? 5. So class marks is nothing but the middle value. That is what I used to teach. I used to give the formula, subtract both and divide by 2. When you subtract both and divide by 2, that is known as class marks. So let us calculate the class marks. Ignore frequency. Okay, we need xi value, students. Xi is also known as class marks. How do you calculate class marks for this? What formula did I give? 10 minus 0 divided by 2. How much is 10 minus 0 divided by 2? Add this 5 with all the numbers. What do you get? 5, 35. This is class marks. Okay, this is the easiest method to calculate class marks. But according to the formula, let us try. Class marks is nothing but class marks. According to formula, the class marks formula is half into upper limit plus lower limit. For each and everything you have to calculate. Tell me the first one, students. What's the calculation for the first one? Half into 0 plus 10. What is half into 0 plus 10? 5. Tell me the next one. Use the same formula. Half into 10 plus 20. 15. But the problem is for each and everything you have to calculate like this. Next. Half into, how much is 20 plus 30? 50 by 2 is 25. So you can use any one method. The one which I taught, you can subtract, add all the extra values, or you can use class marks formula. This is class marks formula. Half into upper limit plus lower limit. So remember class marks and class size. Don't get confused with the formulas. So no break up to 7:45. I'll continue, students. If you log in on time, I'll give break. If not, no break. We'll just continue. Class marks. So from tomorrow, if you'll join at 6:20, 5 or 10 minutes, I'll give break. Already you all are joining late. Every day it's getting late to start. Next, upper limit, lower limit is done. Class size is just to subtract. Class size is subtract. Class marks is half into true lower limit plus true upper limit. The next one, the fifth one, just ignore now. I'll teach you later. Class size. See, this and this, don't get confused. Both are different. Next, this is for exclusive. For exclusive, we take the direct values. We take the direct. For inclusive, you don't take direct, students. We don't call this as true lower limit. We never call it as true lower limit or 10 as true upper limit. That is wrong. First, you have to convert it. Adjustment factor. For conversion, you need adjustment factor. This adjustment factor is just for namesake. Even without that, you can do it. Before 0, if you reduce 0.5, what do you get? Minus 0.5 to, add 0.5 to 10, you get. For 11, if you reduce 0.5, you get 10.5 to 20.5. Now this is known as true lower limit. True lower limit. Only after conversion you can take the value. True lower limit, true upper limit. Now adjustment factor. That is just for namesake. The formula is half into 20 minus 21 or 30 minus 31, 10 minus 11, anything is fine. Upper limit minus the next lower limit, students. Half into 10 minus 11. 11 minus 10. You get the same answer. Or you take half into 21 minus 20. You still get the same answer. 1 by 2. That is 0.5. But you have to show the calculation. Adjustment factor. Show any one calculation. It is always standard. 0.5 is fixed. Any given question, when you're converting inclusive to exclusive, the adjustment factor will be 0.5. Once you convert from inclusive to exclusive, then true limit, true upper limit. If you want to find class marks, it is the same. Class size will be the same. 10.5 minus, or take the next one, 20.5 minus 10.5. What's the answer? What are we getting? 20.5 minus 10. 10. Look at this. This class size and this class size will be the same, students. 10 minus 0 is 10. Just for namesake, we convert it. But the formula, concept, everything is same. Next, class marks. Half into this one, 10.5 plus 0.5. You should add both. Okay, how much is 10.5 plus 0.5? 11. 11 divided by 2, you get 5 points. So that will be 5.5. This is the xi value, class marks. For each and everything, you have to calculate. Next, half into 10.5 plus 20.5. You get 31. 15.5. Let me write here. 20.5, 21, 30.5. 30.5, 40.5. Making it continuous, that's it. Yes. Right, the students. Find the class marks for all the other three values. These are the values. Okay, now tell me what value, how did I teach? What did I tell you all, students? 10.5 minus, which is the other one? Minus 0.5 divided by 2. What do you get? When you open the bracket, what do you get? 10.5 plus 0.5 divided by 2 is 5.5. Use this 5.5, add with everything. When you add, what do you get? It's, no, it should not be 16. 10.5. I made a mistake, students. 10.5 minus 0.5 divided by 2. Yes, subtract both. What is 10.5 minus 0.5? 10 by 2 is 5. Add 5 with all the first numbers. 5 plus 0.5 is 5.5. 5 plus 10.5, what do we get? 5 plus 10.5, students? 15.5. Next, 5 plus 20.5, you get? Yeah, you can do it like this. If not, according to class marks formula, half into add both. 20.5 plus 30.5. Half into 20.5 plus 1 is 21, 51. 51 divided by 2, you will still get 25.5. Fine. So for inclusive, first convert into exclusive, then the formulas are same. Class marks, class size, inclusive, exclusive, adjustment factor. I even taught you cumulative and frequency, how to convert cumulative and frequency. Is this clear? Any doubts with all of these values? Okay, next. We have to plot this in three types: histogram, frequency polygon, ogive graph. Ogive is also known as cumulative frequency graph. Like we have three methods: direct variation, direct method, assumed mean method, step deviation method. This is to solve tabular form, students, table form, table calculation. Next, the first chapter is graph calculation, graph. In order to solve graph, whatever I explained, remember whatever I explained, then we have three types: histogram. Okay. So tabular form, graphical representation. Tabular representation we calculated. That is done. In terms of table, we use the formulas. Now next, for next 1 week, only graph related questions. I'll be teaching only graph. In that you have three types: graph, histogram, then you'll have, what's the other one? Okay, there is one more, and OJ. This is also known as cumulative, plotting cumulative frequency. Histogram, and the other one is histogram. What else you'll have? There are three types: histogram and particular destination frequency polygon. So you should know these three, and it's very simple. If you understand the difference, it is easy to plot. Histogram, frequency polygon. Frequency polygon. Shall we start plotting in the graph? One or two questions. All of you have graph, right? Graph sheets with you all. Okay, now I'll tell you the difference between frequency polygon and histogram. Take your graph sheet, students. So tabular representation is done. Analyzing data in tabular representation we completed. Now using graph. This is what you'll have for your syllabus. Data meaning is numbers. You arrange all the data and calculate in terms of table. That is what you call mean median mode. The same concept we use graph, and there are certain calculation that is known as histogram, frequency polygon, ogive graph. And which graph do you have for 10th? This pink one or the green one? This one, right? Green. All of you have the same one with you all? Okay, now first I'll tell you all what is scale, students. Scale is the most important concept now. If you don't know how to plot the scale, it is going to be very tough. Shall we start? Joanna, Cherisha, do you have graph? Mariana, all of you have taken graph. See, one question, 5 marks, students. You'll get from this 5 marks question, one in reflection. So from graph itself, if you'll properly understand graph question, very easy to score 10 marks. Two question, 10 marks. Okay. Then mean median, any one question, 3 marks. One construction question, 4 marks. And one probability question for 3 marks. So all these easy topics, easily you can score 20 marks. Out of 80, very easy to score 20 marks. Fine. Now look here. Each box, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many box do we have here in row? In first row, 10 box. In the column, here, 11. Okay. For reflection, look here. For reflection, we start like this. in between. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. I'll just tell you all the difference. What's the difference between different types of graph? And what is the meaning of scale? How do you write scale? If you understand this, any question you'll be able to solve. Okay, so this is reflection. In reflection, we take four quadrants. Fine. In this four quadrant, y dash, top and down y dash. Okay, x dash. Look at this, y dash, x dash. These are known as xy coordinates, x and y coordinates. From x to x dash is one coordinate. We call it as x coordinate. From y to y dash, we call it as y coordinate. Coordinates is nothing but pair, students, because two values are given, x and x dash. Just because they are in pair, we call it as coordinate. X coordinate, y coordinate. This is for reflection. That is what we studied in midterm, how the values get reflected. Next, for normal graph, for normal histogram and all these graphs, we take only one x-axis, one y-axis. Okay, we don't call coordinates, we call them axis, x-axis, y-axis, when only two values are given. So what you do, start from this point here, like this, till the last. Then from here, mark this as x. This starting is always 0. Top it is always y. Okay, we call it as x-axis, y-axis. Fine, we'll solve the first question. Before that, one box, students, whether it is reflection or any graph question, each box we call 1 centimeter. What do you call each box as? 1 centimeter. Now if I write here, for example, I'll write okay, students, and here I'll write marks. The marks what they've scored out of 100. Out of 100, one student has scored 50, one student 60, 70, 80, okay, 90, like this. So the value, what is the least value we have, students? Let me start from 40. What's the least value we have? 40. Highest value is 90. So your the first box you can start with 40. Yes. Fine, Adi. I've recorded. Tell her to watch it later. Okay. You can tell her later. You concentrate here. Okay. 10, 50, 60, 70, 80. Number of. These are the marks, students. These are the marks students have obtained. So 8 students have obtained 40 marks. 5 students have obtained 50. 10 students have obtained 60. 5 students 4, 15. Okay. These are the number of students. Marks. The first one is marks. Second one is number of students. So number of students, marks are fixed. Marks are fixed. It should be on the x-axis. Always whenever two values are given like this, the first column, the first box row, we always take in the x-axis marks. The bottom one we take for y-axis, number of students. Okay, how many students have scored 60 marks? How many students have scored 60? 6 students. 10 students have scored 60. This you have to represent it in graph. Instead of reading like this, they have to be able to read in the graph as well, students. So first 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 will plot here. Look here, 40, 50, 60. So 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90. Next, number of students. What's the lowest value we have for number of students? Least value, highest number is 15. So it depends, students. Each 1 centimeter you can take. You can, just because 4 and 15. If I start 1, 2, 3, is it possible to write 15? Do you have so much of space? Respond. Do you have so much of space in the graph? No, right? So what will we take? If I take 10, 20, will the graph look good if I take 10 and 20? No. Yes. Almost all the graph will end here. Maximum we have 15. Look here. The graph doesn't look good. Then what do we do? Shall I take 5? If I take, what do I get? If I take 5, what do I get? 15. Will the graph look good? Tell me, students. No, right? See, I'll plot. For 40, we have 8. From 0 to 48, like this. Then from 40 to 50, we have 5. 40 to 55. From 50 to 60, we have 10 students, like this. Okay, this is known as histogram. Histogram. In histogram, we plot in terms of boxes, rectangular boxes. We plot boxes, 10. From 60 to 70. Actually, this is not the way. The table's marks will be given like this. The marks will be given like 40 to 50, 8 students. 50 to 60, 5 students. 60 to 70, 10 students. Okay, but this is how we plot. So maximum is 15. We have 15. That would look like this. Maximum, the graph would look like this. It won't look good. So which timetable can I take? Tell me which timetable can I take? Shall we start 2 times table? 2 will look good, right? The graph also will look neat if you take 2 times table. So this will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and maximum is 15, right? So can I take 16? Is this clear, all of you all? Understood how to solve? 70 to 80. Then for 4 it is 80 to 90. 5 it is 60 to 60, 70 to 80, 90 to 100. So let me take 100 value here. Okay. Now let us plot. From 40 to 50, what's the value, students? 40 to 50, how many values? Up to 8. This is known as histogram. Now back to scale. When you write scale, mention x-axis. X-axis, one box is 1 centimeter. One box, how many value we have taken? What is the difference between 40 and 50? What's the difference between 40 and 50? Response, students. Difference meaning you all don't know. Subtract 10. 1 centimeter is equals to 10. Marks or number of students. What is written in x-axis? Marks. This is x-axis scale. Next, y-axis. Now you all tell me, what should I write? 1 centimeter is what? 2, what should I write? 2 students. That's it. 2 students. Make a note of this or just go through. Don't write anything on graph. Don't waste a graph sheet, students. So everything depends on scale. If you don't understand scale, you won't be able to solve the questions. 1 centimeter is equals to 10 marks. 1 centimeter is equals to 2 students. 1 centimeter is nothing but one box here. It is known as one box. Then, Joanna, did you understand? Adia, Joanna, Naomi, others? Tell me, Naomi. Mariana, what is it? You ask your teacher, Mariana, ask which graph they use because then why do you want to use 1 centimeter graph? Then don't use that. Which graph am I using here? Which graph is this? centimeter. If you have, use 2 mm, not centimeter, 2 mm square. Or you can also call it as 2 centimeter, no problem. 2 mm graph. See, don't ask silly questions, students. If you have that graph, don't use that. Use this green graph. This is 10 standard graph. What kind of question? If not, Mariana, buy one graph book, Mariana. Look at this graph sheet and buy one. Then use that. Throw away that pink one. The pink one is not required. Over. Tomorrow we'll start solving. How many questions? That's it. Histogram is done. And I'll just quickly tell you all the different students. This is histogram. If you plot everything, next we have up to 5. 5 comes in between 4 and 6 like this. Then we have 10. Next value like this. A very simple concept. Within 2 days we can complete. Next again 5. Then we have 4 and the last one is 15. 15 will go all the way up to this 14 and 15, this box like this. Okay, next look at the screen, all of you all. Look at the screen. Next what we have is frequency polygon. When it comes to frequency polygon, we just plot the middle terms. Look at the middle terms for all the values. This middle term is also known as class marks. Now what we took is 90 to 100, 80 to 90 are class intervals, class interval. We already studied all this in 9th. For frequency polygon, we take class marks, the middle value, then we plot the graph like this. Remember last year we did this? All of you remember this type? Yeah. We plot it like this. Then you have third type of question where both together, histogram and frequency polygon. Okay. Then we have cumulative frequency ogive graph. That graph will look somewhat like this. It is not that tough. We can complete within 10 days. We can complete the entire statistic chapter. If you all cooperate, if you all answer well, we can complete it. Any doubts in this? Shall we start solving questions tomorrow? Is it clear, students? Yes, tell me. I'll teach that. I'll teach in detail. It depends on question. See here, 0 to 40, right? We have lot of gap. From 40 to 50, what's the value? That's the reason I was asking questions, Tanishka. That time you didn't answer. What's the difference between 0, 40 and 50? Between 50 and 60? You always silent, students. Only I didn't teach the next one. But what is the difference between 0 and 40? 40. The gap is more, so you have to write this. This meaning is continuous, which means it shows that there are a lot of values in between. Clear? This is what ma'am did. You can do it like this, or some will write even like this. Basically, lot of values, students. Lot of values put together. If you would have answered, I would have taught this. Anyways, tomorrow I'll continue with this. I'll teach that. If you have any doubts, look here, go through everything I explained. The same thing they've given in terms of words. Histogram, how to divide, how to take axis. Look here, all these things. Axis and all these things. So first 6 questions we have histogram. We'll continue tomorrow. And tomorrow do you have holiday? Holiday, right? What time will you attend? Evening or morning? Why is it holiday, students? Why is there given holiday? School fees. So you all don't need to participate, right? Okay. No, some students are there in choir, nothing like that. Dance, choir, nothing. Okay. So evening 5. I want you all to attend at 4, 3:30, 5:30 students. Is it possible 5:30? All of you 5:30 to 7:30. I'll take 2 hours of class and try to complete this chapter. Yes, you all can leave and somebody inform why morning Adya. Why all of a sudden choir practice related to school? This one. Okay, if it is morning, then I have to conduct from 11 to 1 o'clock. 11 o'clock is it 11:30? Is it fine? Will you attend at 11:30, students? Okay, fine. Attend at 11:30. 11:30 to 1:30 I'll conduct. Okay, after that you all can study. Fine. Log in at 11:30. All of you can leave. Somebody inform Charisha as well. Charisha Lamira. Log in at 11:30 tomorrow. You all can leave. Yes. Good night. You all can leave. All of you can leave.